probably run.
What is going on, everyone? We are back with a movie review. This one actually not having anything to do with In Search of Darkness. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are...
Hella Depraved.
Horror.
Right.
So yeah, we watched M3GAN.
We did.
And it was fascinating. Fascinating. While I'm thinking about it, I should probably put this here.
I don't know that fascinating would be the word I would use.
So, I'm going to make so many people mad. I'm about to make so many people mad. Do you want to know what it reminds me of?
What?
The Child's Play remake.
With the AI being... Yeah, okay. Now, I was one of the people that, honestly, I thought that that was a good move for the Child's Play franchise to make at the time. I don't think it's horrible. I don't think it's Chucky. Don't get me wrong. But I didn't think it was a horrible way for the franchise to go.
Right.
Because he does try and evolve his character each time, something that's more fitting to that generation. And that was sort of the way to go for that generation.
Right.
I think, I think the comparison is apt because that's who the Twitter wars and everything between her and Chucky, so it was kind of, the comparison was there for the taking.
Here's the thing. So, I am one of those people, I actually did enjoy the Child's Play remake, which is what this reminded me of
The most.
More so than the original Child's Play or any of the Chuckies that followed afterwards, right?
Right.
There was a lot of things going on leading up into this movie coming out that I had seen on Twitter where people were slamming it before it even dropped or before it even released, talking about how hokey it looks, how stupid it looks. Oh my god, I can't believe it's another horror movie that's PG-13. Guys, rating doesn't matter for horror movies. It really doesn't. Let's be real. Some of the original cult classic horror movies would be G-rated today.
That's also true. Just based on stipulations given, yeah. Right.
Having something that looks scary on the screen isn't going to knock down the rating.
Right. Especially if they don't have red blood or, there's all sorts of ways to get around that.
Right.
And that's how they got around it in the first place.
True.
Okay. So, I had seen the Twitter wars. I was highly amused.
The Twitter wars were great.
I was highly amused. I was definitely excited to see this. And I think visually, it was stunning.
Right.
It was very well filmed. The idea for the M3GAN doll, she's very well put together. I think her outfit being, classy but generic, almost made her a little bit more scary to me. Or what could have been, she wasn't scary to me, but what could have been more scary to me than the good guy's outfit. Because, he's in happy colors. I'm just, she's in beige. I don't know. I was, I think, just slightly let down. And I will get to that when we,
So, I almost also, this is where we're going to get into spoiler territory. If you would like to know what we rated, just fast forward a little bit.
Right.
A lot of it. Towards the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the video.
Right.
So yes, spoiler territory from here on out. I feel bad for Gemma.
I do too.
Because she was thrust into being a guardian without even being ready for it, and not knowing what it takes to be a parent, which isn't necessarily her fault, obviously.
Oh no, not at all.
So a lot of people, I can already tell, are irritated that she doesn't know how to raise the kid. And it's but it's not her kid.
Right.
Not everybody knows that a part of rearing children is spending a lot of quality time with them and listening to them.
She thought she was doing the right thing by her.
Right.
But in a selfish way. Now, I will say this. I don't fault her for the selfish way for the same reason that you're saying what you're saying. So she knew that her sister had listed her as the guardian when her sister and brother-in-law died.
Right.
She had to deal with a tragedy at the same time as getting her life interrupted by taking on guardianship.
Right.
So there's a grieving kid, and she's grieving her sister. But she's also pissed off her employer already and is totally obsessed with her M3GAN project, which he has said don't do at that point. So there's a whole shitstorm happening to her at once. And it's obvious that since her college days, she's been overly obsessed with her robotics, engineering, AI. And this is what she loves. So she doesn't even have a partner.
Right.
She doesn't have a dog. She doesn't have a cat. She barely has plants. So, no, not everybody is equipped to be a parent. And if you're not equipped or expect to be a parent, because I'm pretty sure she signed the guardianship thing going, yeah, obviously I would take her, but never expecting the worst to happen. So it's not like she went to parenting classes, is what I'm saying.
Also, by the way, you want to know who I think is the real villain in this whole story, this whole movie? Who the actual villain is?
Who?
The child services lady.
Oh,
she's the villain of this entire fucking movie. She
could have helped Gemma so much more. She also could have been better with Katie.
She
threatened her.
Such a bitch.
The first visit.
From the very get of everything that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And basically scared her into forcing M3GAN on her.
Well, and here's the thing. So that was like, what, day one that they had been together? And Gemma was letting Katie decompress. And she was just watching some TV while Gemma was getting coffee and stuff together, breakfast together.
And then the child services lady being all concerned because she's trying to explain to everyone that's not how this toy works. Like, she's trying to show how the toy works, and she's like, just roll it.
Yeah, that's
not how this works. Like, I don't know.
The kid's also not 3.
Was really hoping the child services lady was going to die.
I was hoping M3GAN would go after her. Yeah, she'd just get in the way or something.
So sad.
Okay, so yeah, again, this guardianship was sort of foisted upon her at a bad time in her life, but also then you get this lady coming in who should know that the transition isn't easy for everybody, but this is what the family wanted for her, and helping instead of judging. And it's a threat. She says, well, if you can't do it, her grandparents want her.
Yeah, on his side.
And I was like, excuse me? Excuse me? That's not very helpful.
I'm the one that was chosen by the mom and dad.
I honestly think that maybe some parenting courses could have been offered, or a support group for both of them, play group options for kids her own age, Katie's age, homeschooling. I don't know. I mean, there were so many things. So I agree with you.
Also love that, by the way, her name is Katie. It's spelled Caddy. And the last time I saw a movie that it was like that, it was Mean Girls.
So she wears pink on Wednesdays?
Possibly.
I don't know. I honestly thought the actresses that they chose for this were very, very good. And I do like the storyline, so I'm not disparaging that. I love the concept.
Right.
I am one of those horror people that I need either some pretty serious psychological twists and leading into mysteries and so on and so forth, or I need a little bit more, not necessarily on-screen gore, but I need more kills, more stuff happening. I don't know.
We have said, not necessarily on this channel, so this is really going to be a first time for a lot of you guys hearing this. There's, I feel like, 3 things needed in a movie. And
horror movie.
If you have all 3 of them, it's a damn near pretty much perfect horror movie.
For him.
Any 2 of the 3, it's a good movie. Any one of the 3, it's at least watchable.
Right. It could be a good bad movie, or it could be a bad movie.
0 of the 3, you
Right.
should probably stop making movies. One is story.
Right.
The second is gore.
Right.
Or special effects in general.
Right.
And the third is acting. And with the special effects and stuff like that, scares go into that, and all that stuff that makes things scary. Right. I am also not one of those people who is okay with, I won't say okay, who is satisfied with off-screen deaths.
Right.
Just to give you an idea, guys, I don't really read. I'm not here to imagine what's happening. I play video games.
That's the difference between us.
Yeah, it is. I play video games because I want to see what I'm interacting with, the story is developing.
Visual learner.
I'm just a visual stimulant person. So yes, if there's gonna be on screen, if there's gonna be kills, I would rather them be on screen. That doesn't mean they have to be.
This was about half and half. So
and it was about half and half, and I wasn't expecting to be like all gory and blood splatter everywhere.
Right.
Or nothing. I mean, it's PG-13 movie. That's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. But
it's just the satisfaction of seeing them that he enjoys.
Right.
This one was, I think, a total count of 5.
I think it was somewhere around there.
And that includes, here's the big spoiler, an animal, which was off screen, thank God, because otherwise I would have quit there. Anyway, 5 did not satisfy me, and here's why. In some thrillers, that would work, right? But the problem is, for me at least, when she starts on this spree, she's around so many potentials. And I think my biggest problem is that she's not isolated at Gemma's house for a lot of when she starts her.
I'm gonna say that doesn't bother me as much as it does you. Only reason being, there weren't enough people to try and stop her. I think if anybody tried to stop her, she would have done what she had to do.
I think the thing is, she starts like her little dance sequence to the song Dolls Kill, and I just thought it was a very cool concept that they had her like dancing on her way to go, stab him. It was fantastic, and for them to not, she didn't dance again.
She danced once, and that was when she was learning to dance earlier in the movie.
Well, no, I meant like on her spree.
Right.
She doesn't continue to dance. Like, there were some great moves just down that one hallway, that one scene. She's like, I mean, obviously in the woods she runs on all fours, but like, I don't know, she's climbing on stuff. It was great, and then she doesn't do it again.
Right.
So I thought the whole concept the storyline was great. Visually, I thought it was very well done. And acting-wise, I thought they were superb. I just felt like I wasn't fully satisfied with it. I felt like because the story was really important, it was very important with them having to feel each other out, get through all of this, process the trauma. Honestly, I think the best thing about M3GAN is when Katie was doing the interview for Gemma's boss about the M3GAN doll that went into their advertising and was explaining why she loved M3GAN so much. That's when the aunt finally heard the words from her niece's mouth in terms of what she needed in her life. And so she learned from the doll, you know? And that's kind of where everything in their relationship changes, and that's good. But I don't even know what they could have done unless they had made M3GAN more terrifying. I honestly think that's what I'm missing, and because I don't want her to go the same route as the Chucky doll, because again, that would be a little bit too much of a close mocking, you know.
Right.
I would want her to do more psychological stuff, maybe, because, you know, she's tapping people's phone lines and stuff like that. Maybe, I don't know, delay some of the deaths, make them a little bit more drawn out, like the guy that stole the files, taunt him a bit more. I have no idea, but I thought there was something lacking.
There's my biggest problem with all of this. You have the guy that steals the files,
Right.
and nothing ever happens with it.
Well,
The guy dies.
you don't know. I mean, like, M3GAN points out that he stole it as a joke at first, just to see if people would notice that he had done it. And we have the complaint that the boss sees him on the laptop and says, "What, are you looking up more porno?" And he's like, "No." Any boss would have checked that laptop.
Show me what you were looking at.
Then again, that boss was kind of a ditz. On the other hand, I feel like that could have been a possible setup for a second. Is that she said originally you stole them as a joke. So if there's an originally, there's a after. He could have sent them to someone.
At the very end of the movie, after Jim and Katie go outside, there's a camera that focuses in on them, which is supposed to also kind of be like the hint that maybe Megan's not fully gone.
Right, because she's still in the other networks.
Because she's in the network. I'm wondering if that guy doesn't go to sell that shit to another company, and maybe in the next movie we'll get something, it'll be called like Megan's, right?
Or something.
And it'll be Megan versus Megan going at it.
That would be fun.
And people dying in the process of the... I don't know, that could be fun. But yeah, so special effects wise,
I think they did a super
everything
job.
was fine. It wasn't like overly bad CGI or anything like that.
No.
I also, again, I actually get super excited anytime either Jason Blum or James Wan are involved with making a movie. Wan being hugely known for the Conjuring movies. Blum just being Blum because of Blumhouse Productions.
Oh, yeah. Still.
Blum's one of my favorite horror movie production companies out there. So it looks like the movie was directed by Gerard Johnstone. I don't know who Gerard is.
Right.
I don't know what Gerard has done previously.
I love that this was mostly written by a woman. I think that that's fun. It's fun to see more horror written by women, and don't get me wrong, because a lot of was it John Carpenter that wrote with Deborah Hill so much? Yeah. It's just nice to see them mentioned and noticed, because there's the misconception that so much of horror is misogynistic that I like to see. Honestly, a lot of this movie is woman-centric, and that's fun. You know, all of them, pretty much, other than her boss, who is just kind of like a showboat, are female. And that's nice to see. Even the villain.
Over and above all, though, again, CGI was done pretty well. Acting was...
It was superb.
Fantastic.
Especially because they had to deal with so much of family trauma. Like, less the horror acting and more the really deep, gutted, my parents died, my sister died kind of acting.
Right. And then story, I think, is honestly, the story itself is what I feel holds it back the most from being just an amazing movie. Again, we've seen this story pretty much before. AI goes bad. Chucky did it.
Right.
And you guys could sit here and talk about, but that wasn't a good movie all you want. If that wasn't Chucky, people would have probably loved the movie even more.
I mean, but we've seen it. It's not just I know you're saying that it does parallel that movie because he's a small personal doll. But we've seen AI goes bad. AI.
Here's the thing though. I'm not looking for anything original. We're to the point where there's not really much original horror that can be done anymore.
Also true.
It's more, I didn't feel like this did enough to fully separate itself.
To differentiate itself, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we've seen a scenario so much like this where the AI overlearns from what they want, exceeds parameters.
iRobot.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Takes on its own identity, kind of thing. Now, I do like that she took M3GAN kind of the opposite way, where she was so overprotective of Katie without understanding. Right. Whereas Chucky is obviously not. But yeah. I guess I agree with you, because maybe that's part of the storyline that maybe that's what made it not terrifying to me.
Right.
I knew what was going to happen.
I don't find anything terrifying. But
you know what I mean? Like, some concepts for horror movies, like, I don't scare, but on the other hand, I'm like, damn, that was a good movie. You know, this one, I was like, that had real potential, and I'm really pissed off right now. I really liked it, guys. Do not get me wrong.
It's not a bad movie.
But
it's just not a great movie.
When I feel unfulfilled because it had the potential to be there. There's some movies that just do not have that potential. Y'all know what I mean. Don't lie. Those don't upset me to the level that this did, because they just never had the ability to even get there. This, I feel like it did.
The one involved
and so, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did The Conjuring's
Insidious. Malignant.
I loved Malignant.
Yeah.
And then the first Saw, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Oh, Dead Silence as well. Dead Silence is a really good movie. But yeah, over and above all, I'm going to give this skulls because, so we're going to try and do some fun things with reviews and how we rank them. But for now, I can't think of anything to replace what would it be.
Enjoy the cats.
So as far as skulls go, I'm going to have to personally give this 3 out of 5 skulls. Just kind of middle of the road.
Right. I'm going to say 3.5.
3.5.
And that hurts me. I really, I would like to give it more, but even that half a star is kind of like A is for effort.
Right.
And I'm sorry, but it really could be that it's a tale as old as time.
At this point.
Maybe that's, yeah. Because it was, again, acting was fantastic, design was fantastic. I don't know.
Alright, so I guess that is going to do it for this one. Join us next time. What do we cover it now?
As we destroy your favorite movies.
As we shit on all of your favorites. We've also, again, I definitely think this is something everybody should go out and see. If I didn't even mind the campiness and the jokiness of it.
Give it a try. Yeah, give it a try.
Definitely, if you've got the spare money for it, go see it.
Right.
In theater.
It's worth watching. It definitely is,
watching.
Especially if you haven't watched like the Chucky ones over and over, or iRobot, or
right,
are scared of dolls. If you're scared of dolls, go for it.
Yeah, people being scared of dolls is a thing.
Yeah,
apparently. Reminds me of there's this like Universal thing online today where they were like the 4 legends of dolls, and it was like Chucky, Annabelle, her, and the Billy doll.
Okay, all right, from Saw.
And then I found a picture of 4 of the Puppet Master ones. I was like, hey, I hate to say you're wrong.
Yeah, but 6-shooter.
A 6-shooter wasn't even one of them.
Aw.
It was
Girl.
It was Pinhead, the flamethrower guy.
Okay.
Which the flamethrower guy hasn't been in near as many movies as any of the others.
The dude with the.
But Blade.
Blade.
And then.
Leech Girl.
No, none of the girls were involved.
Jester.
Was it Jester?
But yeah, they've been around for a lot longer.
It might have been Jester. Anyways, yeah, I was like, I hate to say you're wrong, but
you're wrong.
Full Moon had all these guys beat.
We might need to open up a few spaces here, just a few. Yeah.
Although I was bummed because I was looking for one with 4 pictures and one of them being 6-shooter because I love 6-shooter. He's my favorite. Anyways, that is going to do it. Thanks to everybody that hung out with us. We're also planning something based on the Boulay brothers. We don't know exactly what we're going to do, but we're thinking... We're thinking about rating their looks.
Yeah.
Or ranking them. I won't say rating them. Ranking them.
Per season.
I was just going to do all of them all together.
Gorgeous looks.
They do.
All of them. Dear Lord. They have like 5 looks per show.
No, usually they have like one look that's at the beginning of each episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have their end episode look when they're doing the judging and stuff, when they're watching. Because if you remember all of season 3 that we just watched, they wore the exact same thing at the beginning of each episode.
But not in like their little scenes.
No, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about their actual ones they take the time to be on stage with.
We'll have to recount, but that's a lot.
It's a lot of looks.
We might be doing it per season.
Don't be a weenie.
I'm not.
Anyways, that is going to do it. All right, we love you guys. We will see you guys next time in the Hella Depraved Horror review section. Bye-bye.